What is going on, everyone? Lauren Sisler here with AL.com. I got Cole Cublic here with three-man front on Jocks as well as SEC Network. We are going head-to-head. Week 3 of the college football season. It is Auburn. It is Kent State. And we'll get to the prediction. But first, we're going to talk about this Auburn football team against Tulane. 24-6 the final score. Some concerns there on offense. Obviously, some inconsistencies running the football primarily in that first half. Of course, you're the O-line guy. You can speak to some of that. But what are some of the biggest glaring issues that you are seeing that you say, got to get that cleaned up because Texas A&M is coming and it's coming fast?
I think a lack of push on the offense first and foremost. This offensive line, Lauren, they're not giving a lot of push at the point of attack. And this offense is predicated on running the football. And it goes back to something we talked about after that Oregon game, that by design, Gus Malzahn is bringing a lot of extra bodies to the line of scrimmage, closer to the football. H-backs, tight ends, extra running backs, extra offensive line, trying to go unbalanced. That sounds good in theory to just bring in extra bodies and say, we'll be able to play bully ball and run the football. Auburn's not good enough up front to do that. They're just not. And I think it's time to realize that. And I think you have enough mobility at the quarterback position to be able to spread things out, create some space, and then hopefully get the run game going that way. Consistency at quarterback also has to change. Decision-making and hitting open throws. It's one thing if Bo Nix doesn't make every throw and doesn't make maybe the very difficult throws, but when he's got guys open, he's got to make those throws. I don't care if you're a freshman or if you're a fifth-year senior. You get open receivers, you got to make those throws. You got to connect with those throws. And so I think there were a few protection breakdowns. Protection has been better than the offensive line's been in the run game, but there's a lot of things that need to be cleaned up before they travel back to Texas.
So obviously Gus Malzahn coming out of that game obviously pointed to some of the weaknesses, but overall he still has this level of confidence about this team. Bo Nix's stats, 19 of 37, 207 yards, but I think the biggest thing we talked about, you said, early on, attempting those 29, a lot of inconsistencies from Bo Nix. Do you think this is a product of him being a true freshman, things being thrown at him in an array of things, or do you think it's mostly the offensive line?
No, I think his inconsistencies are just comfort level. Mm-hmm. He's a true freshman. He hasn't done this a whole lot. So it's going to take time for him to be extremely comfortable with routes, receivers, checks, protections, defenses that he's seeing. All that's happened extremely fast. That will come with time. And I think also some of the struggles in the run game. I mean, imagine, think about it, you're a quarterback.
Yeah.
Your team's not able to run the football. Initially, you start to think, okay, I'm going to have to make this happen. I'm going to have to make plays. I'm going to have to make
throws. So you're forcing.
I think he's pressing a little bit,
yeah.
and I think that's natural, especially for somebody who maybe hasn't been in a bunch of games where the run game wasn't going, and then they were able to change some things and find a way to get it going. So he hasn't really experienced that just yet. I'm not overly concerned about his performance. Not ready to throw in the towel on the offensive line and say this group's just not going to be good. They did some good things, but I'm telling you, they're going to see one of the better defensive lines in all of college football in 2 weeks. And they need to use this game to get some things cleaned up and shored up, because when they see Bobby Brown and Justin Madubuike and Michael Clemens at Texas A&M, that is going to be a different deal. Even from what they saw against Oregon, that will be a different deal what they're going to see up front in that group.
So when you look at this Kent State team, obviously what they go up against, are they able to really, I guess, set themselves up to be able to have that level of competition that they need going into this? What do we need to see against Kent State that's going to say, ooh, yeah, I got confidence. They're going to go up against Texas A&M and compete?
Did you just ask if they're going to be able to compete?
Are you going to go Nick Saban on me right now?
If they can't find a way to run the ball against Kent State, then we probably shouldn't be filming this. We need to have a whole nother series of things to talk about and probably have a whole different set of stories that need to be written, if that's really the case.
So I'm starting to, I can probably predict how you're going to predict how this game goes. But look, against Tulane, 24-6, the score was not where you would anticipate or hope it is. Although I will say, I feel like Auburn sometimes coming off that week one, obviously great win, a lot of energy, a lot of fire coming off of that. Woo! Then there's a little bit of that letdown, right?
I think Tulane is a little bit of a better football team. You think about Justin McMillan was an LSU commit. He transferred to play quarterback at Tulane. Willie Fritz does a really nice job. I think they're a better team than some people think.
Woody Barrett, the former Auburn kid, got benched last week.
I think Auburn will be fine in this game, but you want to clean some things up. You want to see the continuity begin to grow. You want to see the comfort level increase, because You go to College Station, in a lot of different ways, it can be a totally different deal.
All right, Auburn 34.5-point favorite. I've got Auburn winning 35-10.
So they don't cover. I'm going to take Auburn 42-3. They get the win in this game.
All right.